Good morning, learners. We have English language. We are going to look at one of the aspects, which is comprehension. Let's look at the objective of the lesson. So by the end of the lesson, the learner will be able to read the passage fluently. 2, give appropriate answers to questions asked. 3, provide suitable words to replace underlined words. The objective again. The learner is expected to read the passage fluently, 2, give appropriate answers to questions asked. Then 3, provide suitable words to replace underlined words. Very good. But before we refer to the page for our passage, I want us to take our books and our pens and go through these words. So as I pronounce them, you write them down. Okay. So you listen attentively. You are to number 1 to 10. And I'll take you through the words. Number 1. Screech. 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 Number 2. Carcass. 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 3. Pounds. 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 4. Glistening. Glistening. 5. Sumptuous. 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 6. Rivalry. 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 7. Feebly. 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 8. Tingle. 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 9. Menial. 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 10. Meager. 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 Okay. So we'll come back to the words, mark them and know what we got wrong and then what we got right. Thanks so much. We'll quickly move to the passage and try to read it. So you have 2 minutes to just glance through the passage. Okay. So let's glance through the passage. This is for you to be familiar with the words, especially the key words underlined. The essence of this is to help you notice the word down so that as you start reading the passage, you read without any difficulty. So that's the second slide with the continuation of the passage. Now let's get back to the passage and read. So read the passage and answer the questions that follow. Read the passage and answer the questions that follow. Let's listen attentively as we all read the passage. A certain man went through the forest seeking any bird of interest he might find. He caught a young eagle and put it among his fowls. 5 years later, the eagle grew very tall and big, but could not soar. The farmer was convinced that the bird he found 5 years back was not an eagle but a chicken. This was because even though it looked like an eagle, it could not fly high. After several days of observing the bird, he decided to take it out to the field. The next morning, he rose early and took the bird outside the city. He picked up the eagle and said to it, "Eagle, you are an eagle, you don't belong here but the sky. Stretch forth your wings and fly." The eagle looked around and trembled as if new life was coming to it. Suddenly, it stretched out its wings with the screech of an eagle, mounted up higher, and never returned. We'll take the passage again. A certain man went through the forest seeking any bird of interest he might find. He caught a young eagle and put it among his fowls. 5 years later, the eagle grew very tall and big but could not soar. The farmer was convinced that the bird he found 5 years back was not an eagle but a chicken. This was because even though it looked like an eagle, it could not fly high. After several days of observing the bird, he decided to take it out to the field. The next morning, he rose early and took the bird outside the city. He picked up the eagle and said to it, "Eagle, you are an eagle, you don't belong here but the sky. Stretch forth your wings and fly." The eagle looked around and trembled as if new life was coming to it. Suddenly, it stretched out its wings with the screech of an eagle, mounted up higher, and never returned. Very good. So this is our passage. Quite interesting. Now we have questions attached to the passage read. And so the question I want to put forward is that, do you understand the passage? What is the passage talking about? These are questions you ask yourself as you read. So you should know the characters involved in the story. And as you go through, you ask yourself questions. So we'll quickly go to the questions for the passage and see if we can have suitable answers as we go through the question. Then you would have to come back again and read the passage. Then you go back to the question to answer them. So, answer the questions below. 1. What did he do to the bird when he realized it could not fly? What did he do to the bird when he realized he could not fly? 2. What was the man looking for in the forest? What was the man looking for in the forest? 3. Why couldn't the eagle fly when it was taken out the first time? Why couldn't the eagle fly when it was taken out the first time? 4. Identify 2 characters of the bird. Identify 2 characteristics of the bird. Characteristics, features or quality of the bird in question. Then 5. So this is an extract from the passage, so listen carefully. It looked like an eagle. It looked like an eagle. So the sentence is an example of a dash. I want a figure of speech. It looked like an eagle. The sentence is an example of a dash. I hope you know what a figure of speech is. Some examples will be personification, metaphor, etc. So just read that extract and tell me the figure of speech that has been used. 6. What is the theme of the passage? What is the theme of the passage? When we say theme, what is a theme? What is a theme? Okay. We said the theme is the main idea. It is the central idea of a piece of writing. So I want you to get the theme of the passage for me. Then the last one, for each word, choose a word nearest in meaning to the underlined words. For each word, choose a word nearest in meaning to the underlined words. So we go back to so these are the list of words underlined in the passage. Now you are to look for a word that can replace these words without changing the meaning of the passage. So 1, saw. 2, trembled. 3, seeking. 4, rose. 5, convinced. Very good. So this brings us to the end of today's lesson. I ask that you take your time to read over the passage in order to deduce meaning from the passage before answering the questions given. Good morning. Have a fruitful day. Bye-bye.